the book of Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 39 and verse 16. It says, all the works of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmiah Shai, are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. Shalom to 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming at you with another lesson. It's going to be a continuation of the previous lesson that I did, responding to a video posted by Redacted. All right, you know, if you know that channel, you know, on YouTube with Clayton and Natalie Morris, going into some recent events that are taking place in the earth, you know what I'm saying, and relating them to biblical prophecy, because that's what it's all about, man. And the point is of me bringing out this lesson is because, you know, you Israelites must know that in due time, everything that's written within these scriptures is going to come to pass. And we're watching it unfold right now. And whatever the Lord brings forth is righteous, man. All right? When we speak of famines, mass starvation, and various different judgments, all right, that's all a part of the righteousness of Yahweh Bashmiah Shah, the supreme judge. All right. So knowing that should be a comfort unto you. All right. And fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use. Check it out.
Ammonia and urea, but you need natural gas as the feedstock. And of course, natural gas is not shipping. Qatar Energy has declared force majeure on their commitments. So even if you have a fertilizer plant in your country, you don't get fertilizer right now. So it's a double hit on these countries. And the bottom line is that literally hundreds of millions of people are about to be thrust into extreme famine and real starvation deaths later this year and well into 2027.
The cruelty of imposing this on countries that are allies, countries that have nothing to do with this, and they can't do anything about it except maybe cry and beg, but the globalists will do nothing about it. And so, you know, this will create warlike conditions. This is going to create instability. So can we talk about that as well?
Well, as they say, 9 meals away from anarchy, right? So when your populations can't feed themselves, then they begin to revolt. So we will see social upheaval in many countries. But
all right, and once again, it's going to happen here in America, Babylon the Great. This guy right here that you see speaking, his name is Mike Adams, and for some reason, well, I know the reason why, because he's a proud Edomite. He believes that famine and these scenarios that he's mentioning will not come to America. But in all actuality, that's exactly what's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Civil unrest due to the lack of bread, food shortages, you know, people losing their minds, crashing out. We're getting ready to witness this, man. We're seeing the gas prices rising as we speak. It's going to set off a chain reaction, man. It's going to cause different items to increase in price, man, because they're transported by way of vehicles that use gas. All right, so let's get a quick precept, man, because the things that they're talking about are biblical, whether they realize it or not. All right, here we have in the Apocrypha, the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, starting at verse 18. And it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You see that? The key point is because of their pride. And who is the most proud on the face of the earth? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, and that proud devil that you saw speaking on that video kept reiterating that, you know, he believes that these judgments are not going to hit America. All right, he's dead wrong. And because of that pride, the Lord going to increase the plagues on America. Verse 19, check it out. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is an end time prophecy. And now people are talking about it. We've been saying it, man. Here at Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle to on down. Okay? You're going to have a scenario in which people are going to be robbing each other, unaliving each other for food, man. This is what the elites are orchestrating right now. It's not going to take long for it to set in. See what I'm saying? It don't take that long for people to start losing their minds, all right, to try to feed themselves and their family. And these people have no morals out here in the earth. These people are brute beasts out here, all right? Used to eating every 2 hours, man, snacking all day, eating all kind of GMO foods and whatnot, full of parasites. So when they don't eat for an amount of time, they're gonna be ready and willing to get violent, man. And that's prophetic. In due time, the Lord gonna bring all these things to pass, man. But we don't have to worry, man. The Lord's gonna shield and protect His elect when this actually transpires, man. Imagine seeing that, hearing screams from down the hallway. You know what I'm saying? You in your apartment and you hearing screams and gunshots. All right, because people are raiding each other for food, man. All right, it don't take long for that type of stuff to start happening, man. The trucks stop coming to these damn grocery stores, man. All right, they end up buying all the shit that's in the store, because you know how these Americans are, man, especially these Edomites. They're gonna hoard, they're gonna, panic buy. Before you know it, the shelves gonna be empty. People fighting over the last scraps. You're gonna see on the news people fighting over different food items in these stores. Okay, so on and so forth. But then when it all runs out, all it takes is a couple of days, man, with these people before you start hearing them gunshots, man. Maybe a week at the latest. Because when people can't eat, they lose their goddamn minds. Cannibalism is coming back. It will be in America. You will see people resorting to cannibalism here in America, Babylon the Great. So now is the time to turn back to Yahweh Bashmiah Shai. You Israelites out there, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. Because this right here is going to happen. All right? No doubt about it. And it's coming soon. Oh, and real quick before we continue on in that video, I want to make another point here. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So you're going to have friends who have been friends for years, all right? They were living next door to each other. All right, they know each other's children and so on and so forth. They had dinner together in times past. They laughed, they joked. You know what I'm saying? Attended each other's Christmas parties or whatever the fuck they, had going on. But when this happens right here, when the food gets cut off, you're gonna have neighbors getting violent with each other, man. All that friendship from times past is not gonna mean anything in that time. It's gonna be self-preservation, survival of the fittest, and you women are gonna get the worst end of the stick in this situation. Women and children, man. All right, they're always the ones to suffer the most in these scenarios. So Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come into play, man. All these prophecies are happening, man. Matter of fact, we're gonna get Isaiah 4:1 just a second. But let's play a little bit more of that clip. All right, let's play a little bit more of this.
Not in Russia, they can feed themselves. Not in China, because they have resources and multiple trading partners with lots of food redundancy. And not in America or Canada or the UK, but again, these vulnerable countries, many of them in Africa, some in the Middle East, and some in Southeast Asia. It's going to be brutal, even for Thailand. I didn't even mention Thailand. They're going to face a lot of political instability because of this. But the bottom line is that will...
And there he goes. He says it again, this proud fucking devil. Oh, not America and Canada. We're not going to suffer, those type of scenarios. But these other countries, where the brown people are, they're going to be the ones suffering, Africa and shit. Nah, man, it's going to be here. You're going to see children with those big ass stomachs. All right, like you see in those commercials here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, your ass, Mike Adams, might be starving to death here. A lot of these dudes are preppers. They try to stockpile on food and so on and so forth, but they're gonna be the same ones getting robbed, man. A lot of these guys, you're gonna have to have Yahweh Shemi Al Shah on your side. And if you're not of the nation of Israel, and if you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel, hey, you're gonna be food out here, man. Literally.
Lead to global instability in supply chains because many of these countries are involved in things that affect us. For example, Egypt runs the Suez Canal, right? And if we can't use the Suez Canal for some reason because Egypt is demanding food aid and they're not getting it, they could shut down the canal. And it's like, you know, your guest and my friend Michael Yan has warned for years about routes and resources. What we're actually witnessing right now on a global scale is the shutting down of those routes and resources that have created food abundance and material abundance for the human species for decades. And that is now ending. That is ending, at least until there's some resolution of this war of choice that Trump has thrust us all into, even though he didn't have to. That's where we are.
Okay, so there you go, man. They're even talking about this thing, you know, fully coming to fruition here this year, man. It's over, man. Game over. It's only gonna get worse from here on out. All right, and it's prophecy, man. The food shortage part is prophecy. Let's go ahead and get into it real quick. The Bible got everything in it, man. All right, here we have the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, starting at verse 16. Talking about the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmi Awashai. He says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. What is that talking about, man? It's talking about the Lord sending judgment in the form of famine, starvation. You see, Yahweh Bashmi Awashai is nothing to play with, man. All right? And America, Babylon the Great is the most blasphemous nation on the face of the earth, man. All right? You see? So what do you think is going to happen to this place, man? Famine on a large scale. All right? The staff of bread shall be broken, meaning the supply chains that bring the food to your neighborhoods. It's going to run dry, man. Watch. All right? People just go about their lives not even considering this, man. To this day, the prophets are out here warning you that this is getting ready to happen, and people are not taking it serious, man. They're going to take it serious when they can't fucking eat or when they're getting their head bust open by somebody robbing them for that last can of beans in their, you know, refrigerator or whatever, man. It's coming. It's promised, man. All right. All right, here's the next verse right here, verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, have spoken it. So consider it done. All right. This is the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. In order to punish the wicked of the earth, man. And that's a very cruel and harsh judgment, man. But like I said, the Lord is to be feared, man. People don't fear the Almighty. The Lord controls whether you eat every day or whether you starve to death, man. The Lord controls that. That's why we thank Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for our daily bread. We pray for our daily bread. All right? Because we know who's controlling it, man. He's going to allow Esau to choke off the food supply. And it's all in a plot to bring forth their new world order, to get people to bow the knee, get you Israelites to get microchipped, all right, which is the mark of the beast, by the way. They're going to use that food as a weapon against you, man. All right? But we're going to be taken care of by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh. Let's get a quick precept on that. And we'll continue on in that video. We're good, all right? Understand, the Lord got us. He ain't going to let us starve to death. Those who have been seeking Him and serving Him in truth and in sincerity during this grace period, man. Those who have been cleaving unto Yahweh Shai. We're not going to be destitute in these times. All right? And I bring this out all the time, man. You should know this one. The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 25. And this is King David. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a Psalm of David. And he says, I have been young and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. King David, a man after the Most High's own heart, through his much experience on the earth, has said he has not seen the righteous forsaken, nor their seed or their children, the posterity, being left destitute, man. So us that have children in our household, all right, we're going to be taken care of as well as our children, man. For those of you that have children, you understand? The Lord's going to allow us to eat in these times. Let's go ahead and continue on in that video.
Just the other day, it's costing about $1 billion a day now just for the Strait of Hormuz to be for us to be dealing with the Strait of Hormuz being close. So wait a second, we're spending that now that it's closed, but when it was open, we weren't spending that. It absolutely makes it's maddening. It makes no sense at all. Michael Yan, as you pointed out, he was talking about, of course, about the Strait of Malacca specifically coming next, and of course, what's happening in the Baltics, what's about to happen in the Arctic Circle as well. And his whole point has been that this is really a globalist push for depopulation agenda, that this is all part of the plan. And so we need to go look a layer deeper here than what Washington newspapers are telling us, right?
Well, absolutely. And it's hilarious to me that every AI model today and every search engine will still tell you that depopulation is a conspiracy theory. But if you go back to 1969, the New York Times covered a meeting of over 200 organizations that also included President Richard Nixon's science advisor, who said that controlling population needs to be the #1 priority of every nation on Earth. And that meeting was also, they headlined Dr. Paul Ehrlich, the author of, I believe, The Population Bomb. And he specifically proposed, and it was widely supported, that we should put infertility chemicals into the water supply and also into food exports that would affect countries like Africa. And then, of course, years later, we know that, for example, the Kenyan Catholic bishop.
They're doing that shit here. This dude is always trying to put shit on Africa, man. It's happening to y'all. All right? You can't be ignorant of that fact. So here it is right here. The book of Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. And the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. What is that talking about, man? That's talking about us, the Israelites, eating defiled food, man. GMOs, so on and so forth, man. Forever chemicals in the waters. Red 40, yellow, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All these diverse chemicals and things that are harmful. We're consuming that here in America, Babylon the Great. And guess what? You Edomites are consuming them as well. All right? You see, it doesn't just apply to over there in Africa, because that's what comforts a lot of you fucking proud Edomites. You think that chaos only happens in other countries. No, it's finna happen here. It's already happening here, but it's finna increase. And that pride gonna be brought low by Yahweh Shai. Y'all are about to suffer. It's called Jacob's trouble, because the Lord is gonna, purge out the rebels of our people here in these last days, but it's also gonna be Esau's trouble. All right? You're not getting out of this. You're going to be affected as well, man. All right? All type of shit has been coming out about, the different harmful practices that go on with the food supply here. A lot of the products that, they put on these shelves here in America are banned in other countries. So I don't know what the hell this dude is talking about, man.
Association started testing the vaccines that were being given to the young women of childbearing age in Kenya, and found that they were laced with infertility chemicals. So there has been a decades-long effort to achieve depopulation, and I believe that the COVID years were also one test case, kind of a pilot program to see how much they could get away with, and they got away with a lot, and now we're facing the full rollout. And it is deliberate, and it is going to be devastating to those who are not prepared.
Yeah. Just look at the United Nations. You can put this up on the screen. You mentioned Sudan earlier. I mean, we'll just put this up on the screen here. Over half of South Sudan's population faces acute hunger as we speak right now.
And then for Americans, there will be supplies. We won't have the same abundance, and it will be incrementally higher. We saw this happen right away when the war in Ukraine broke out. Prices went crazy. It's hard to imagine it getting worse, but it will, right? Can we talk about that?
Given that so many Americans are one paycheck away from being kicked out of their apartment or their home, given that Americans are paying the highest prices ever for health insurance, car insurance, home insurance, many Americans are on the verge of bankruptcy right now, of being homeless.
And that's another thing, end time prophecy playing out right there in that, what he just said. All right, a lot of these Americans are suffering. All right, homelessness. I see it all the time, man. It's supposed to be the greatest nation on the face of the earth, but you got homeless people in every damn city. You know, this is part of end time prophecy, people not being able to afford shelter and things like that, man. Let's go ahead and get a precept on that to prove that fact. All right, so here we have the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." All right, we're in that time now. The joy is being sucked out of this place, man. All right, the mirth, all right, is being drained out of this place, man. Hard times are being brought forth by Yah Bashmiah Shai. We're supposed to be seeking him before, it gets really bad, man. That's what we're doing as the hopeful elect. Okay? We're seeking our Creator, Yahweh Bashmiah Shai. Because the days are coming where there's not going to be any pleasure in it. Because right now you can still go, out and do certain things, fulfill certain carnal desires, but it's going to come a point in time where ain't none of that shit going to be available. Whatever your vice may be, it's going to be choked off, man. Okay, now verse 2, it says, "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened." What is that talking about, man? All right, the grinders ceasing. That's talking about jobs being, unavailable. All right, that's happening right now. The grinding or the working is ceasing, and ultimately they want to have everybody at home. They're replacing a lot of different jobs with AI. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these office corporate jobs, you know what I'm saying? Computer jobs are being, they're being replaced by AI and technology. You see what I'm saying? That's been going on for a while now, but it's increasing. Okay, people being laid off, so on and so forth. The grinding is ceasing, man, and it's really gonna affect you women out there, man. A lot of women are losing jobs, man. A lot of you so-called Israelite women have been losing jobs as of lately. That's been in the news. All right, specifically speaking on the so-called black woman. All right, we ain't even seen the worst yet. A lot of y'all gonna be crying and begging for a man to take care of you, man. Matter of fact, let's get that Isaiah 4:1, because that's what this goes into. Another end time prophecy. But let's read this next one real quick. Salak, you gotta read verse 4. It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." You see that? The daughters of music being these musicians. Ain't nobody really giving a damn about no music releases in these last days. All right, that era is over with, man. People are more worried about, survival right about now in these last days. You see what I'm saying? These celebrities are losing their luster more and more. Okay, but the point is that, yeah, man, the grinding is becoming low. You Edomites are being affected as well, man. in your own country. Ain't that something? That's the Lord doing that. Let's get that Isaiah 4:1, man, because it goes right into that, like I said. All right, Lord willing, you can still hear me. All right, my microphone just cut out, so I got to charge it, but I'm using the backup mic. Hopefully you can still hear me pretty clear here. But this is Isaiah 4 verse 1, and it says, and in that day, at that time, 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right, 7 being a number of completion. It could be more, could be less. All right, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. What is that talking about, man? That's talking about you women, all right, being desperate for a man to the point where you're going to have multiple women cleaving unto one man. All that jealousy and all that shit gonna be out the window. All right, not just any man, a man of Yahweh Bashmi Shah, because we're gonna be the only ones that are stable in the time we're coming into. We're gonna be eating, us in our household, and women are gonna be desiring to be joined into our household by way of what? Marriage. That's what it means by let us be called by your name. You're gonna have multiple women wanting to be joined into a man of the Lord's household for survival in these last days, man. It's getting that way right now. Yeah, I gotta get ready to head out, man, but I'm gonna close with this. Just want to do another video on that segment on redacted. But I'm gonna read Isaiah 32 and I'm gonna start at verse 1. Okay, check it out. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and that king is Yahweh Shai. He is coming back to this earth to reign in utter righteousness. And princes shall rule in judgment. All right, the elect man, starting with the 144,000. Look, check it out, verse 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. What is that talking about? That's talking about a man of Yahweh Bashmi Shai being that covering from the shit that's coming down the pipe, man. You're gonna see, man, firsthand, that the Lord is dealing with certain men on this earth. And we're going to be provided for and, have provision made for us in these times we're coming into, while everybody else is losing their mind, starving, all right, murdering each other, so on and so forth, man. You women are going to have to get underneath a man of Yahweh Bashmi Shai in that time. And this soon approaching, man. So all you sisters out there on the comment board that watch the videos, man, hey, if it's in your spirit to get at a brother, man, hey, do so. Hey, don't wait till the last minute, till it's too late. But ultimately, if you are a woman of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, of the elect, then you're going to be paired unto a man of the Lord, man, these last days. But yeah, man, we're seeing things ramping up because guess what? It's the will of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. And there's no escaping it. There's no sidestepping it. This is biblical prophecy. And hey, we're telling you how it is, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. So with that being said, I'm going to end this lesson right here. All right, Lord willing, the elect were edified. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Shai, and Kwame Yasharala and the Bob Ball. Shalom to the elect.